Michelle Catherine, who's going to share a little bit about her unique perspective about donation. Good afternoon. I just need to give you a little bit of background about myself before I start. I go to work every day, Monday through Friday, like most of you, and I stand in front of a group of people. I'm a college mathematics instructor, and I talk about math every day. But it's only 20 to 30 people, not several hundred, as I'm in front of right now. And as I said, it's about mathematics. It's not about content that's emotional to all of us, as we're speaking about today. So bear with me if I seem a little bit nervous. It's a little bit out of my element as to the topic that I'm going to speak about today. When I was asked to speak at this event, I was very excited and I was nervous. My husband and I are fairly new to Living Legacy Foundation, despite the fact that both of us are identified as organ donors on our driver's license. But it wasn't until exactly 1 year ago today that we really got to see the true effects of this, as our then 8-year-old son received the ultimate gift of a new heart. The theme of today's celebration is Heroes Remembered. And when I was told about the theme, I did what most of us might do. I went on the internet and I started looking for definitions of heroes, who some famous heroes were, some songs about heroes, anything at all I could find to put together a presentation to give to you today. But I didn't have much luck putting things together because I'm a math person and I'm not a writer, and that's a different side of the brain for me. So I put everything aside and I went about my normal, everyday business. And with the change of seasons, I took on the task of the biannual spring cleaning around the house. And my first room that I tackled was that of my 13-year-old daughter, Abigail. And I started dusting off her bookshelf, and in doing that, I came across this book right here, 50 American Heroes Every Kid Should Know. And right there I thought, there's a sign that I found this book, because I was lucky to find anything in her room that day I started cleaning it. So I stopped my cleaning gladly, because I really didn't want to be there anyway. And I started to flip through the book, and what I noticed on the cover of this book was the reason that she had this. And in elementary school, she entered the PTA Reflections program, and that year the theme of the program was a different kind of hero. So I saw this as a sign that I found this book in her room. So as several days and a couple weeks passed, I was going through the book looking for something that I could use for my presentation today. And I flipped through this book and I saw many heroes that are the obvious to most of us: Martin Luther King, Abraham Lincoln, George Washington, just to name a few. And then I came across several others: Bill Cosby, Walt Disney, and Christopher Reeve. And then I stopped myself at the page for Christopher Reeve, because then another light bulb went off in my head of Superman. And we have our imaginary heroes, our superheroes, like Superman and Spider-Man and Wonder Woman, most of whom are heroes for young children. They wear capes, they have special powers, they can leap from building to building. And then as the children grow, the identification of a hero changes. And also, while I was on Christopher Reeve's page in this book, I read a quote that he had stated. And this quote said, "I think a hero is an ordinary individual who finds the strength to persevere and endure in spite of overwhelming obstacles." And then I really got to thinking. Heroes can be people that will never make it to a book or a publication. They're people like you and I, and we look up to them based on their accomplishments. I personally have two heroes. One of them is my son. He found the strength to carry on in spite of his own obstacles. The way that Bradley has accepted his medical challenges, and the way that he perseveres through all of his doctor's appointments, the blood draws, and the multitude of medications that he needs to take daily without a complaint. And looking back at his 32 days at Johns Hopkins Hospital, he never once complained. My other heroes, and I say heroes, not hero, are an 8-year-old girl from Michigan and her family. Her family's unselfish decision to donate life that Easter weekend of 2009 saved my son. We were fortunate enough to have her family reach out to us. Strangely enough, on my birthday last August is when I received the first letter from this family. After that letter, we exchanged letters through Living Legacy Foundation and the Gift of Life in Michigan. Since then, we have actually been in personal contact with this family through emails. We have learned that Alexis loved to play outside and look for snakes and frogs. She loved pets. Alexis attended a Baptist school and a Baptist church. And regularly after school, she would attend the nursing home with her father to visit her grandparents. The folks at the nursing home grew to love Alexis as she was a spirited little girl and always wanted to help others and make everyone happy that was around her. Her willingness to want to help others is what helped her family make the ultimate decision to donate her organs and save the lives of many others, including my son. Through her gift of life, she was able to save many lives and improve the quality of life of others. Her 2 corneas went to 2 young children that were in the hospital where she was, so those 2 children were now able to have the gift of sight. Some of you sitting here today may have a hero like our Alexis. Some of you yourselves are a hero through your own organ donation. And finally, some of you are a hero with your decision to donate the ultimate gift to someone in need. So in conclusion, I want to thank all of you on behalf of the recipient side of organ donation. Your unselfish decision will always be remembered. As the song Hero from Mariah Carey begins, there's a hero if you look inside your heart. And the chorus of this song, and then a hero comes along with the strength to carry on. And you cast your fears aside, and you know you can survive. So when you feel like hope is gone, look inside you and be strong. And you'll finally see the truth that a hero lies in you. Thank you.